related to fear. What is pleasure? We know we have gone into this question of fear, anxiety, despair, depression, all that's involved with fear. Being depressed, or being elated, extasié, all that. We've gone into this, and we have to also find out what is the relationship between fear, pleasure, and thought. Because man, throughout the world, from ancient times to present day, is always seeking pleasure in different forms, under different guise, under different names. He pursues God in the name of pleasure, of course. He is dissatisfied, discontent, feeling hopeless, wanting something extraordinary. The mystic experience. I was looking up at that word the other day, mysticism. It means mystery. The moment you discover the mystery, it's no longer a mystery. And lots of people write a lot of books about mysticism. We won't go into that for the moment. But if you observe, we want to be entertained, we want to be amused, we want to be thrilled, we want to be goaded, encouraged. All this is a movement of pleasure. Right? What is the relationship of that, this pursuit of pleasure? Probably that's why you are here. You're all gathered here probably for that reason. Deeply. And if this doesn't satisfy you, you go to somewhere else, which might bring satisfaction. Satisfaction being more pleasure, more amusement, more avoidance of discontent, and so on, so on, so on. So one has to inquire, if you will, together. Together, I mean together. Why man pursues this extraordinary thing called pleasure. Not that one is against pleasure, we are investigating, therefore you can't be against or for. What is pleasure? Is it the operation or the movement of the senses? Please, we are inquiring. Go slowly into this, because this is a very important question. Because man is always seeking happiness in some form or another, which is pleasure, be happy. And one has to understand this, because it may be related to fear, and it may be the movement of thought that creates pleasure. So we're asking, is it a particular part of the senses, one sense one of the senses seeking pleasure? Or is pleasure the whole movement of the senses? You understand what I'm saying? Or is that? So when you look at the mountain or these lovely trees, do you look only with your eyes? Or do you look with all your senses in full movement? You understand? First understand my question, then you can perhaps meet each other. Do we function with one or two or three senses, or do we operate, function with all our senses together? Or only partial response, not total response of the senses? Please carefully go into this if you will, because in the response of the total senses, there is no movement as pleasure. It's only when one of the senses operates, then you pursue pleasure. I'll go into this carefully if you will. This quite, probably you never thought about all this. You're all too much too educated, that's why. You've never gone into this question, how to observe the mountains, the trees, your wife, the girl, the boy, or how to observe, not partially, but totally, with all your senses in full flow. Then there is no center which is pursuing a particular sense. Are you getting this? Among the certain types of monks in India, the sannyasis, when they beg for food, they mix the food, all the various types of food together in the bowl, so as not to taste one particular type of food, one particular dish, because then that gives it, you follow? That gives a sense of pleasure, of a particular taste, and the demand for it more. You follow this? So they mix up everything. See the intent of it, to avoid the encouragement of a particular taste. If you encourage a particular state, then you pursue it. Thought pursues it, which then becomes the pleasure. Which then you say, I must have more, more, more. Then that becomes a habit. As sex. You following all this? It's very curious. Go into it. Whereas if you respond with all your senses, then thought has no place to enter and say, I must have that particular form of pleasure. Are you doing it as we are talking? to look at those mountains or the trees, or your girl or your wife or husband. Observe with all your senses. Which means with all your attention, care, affection,